To purchase stocks or invest in stocks on XTB, the initial step is to access the platform and ensure your account is already established. In this instance, I have mine set up, so I'm simply going to log in and proceed to the web application. However, if you haven't created an account yet, I'll provide a link in the description for you to set one up. Now let's proceed to the platform. Upon entry, this interface will appear, or it might display a general overview of your investment portfolio. In this situation, you simply navigate to the left sidebar where it says My Operations. To buy stocks or invest in stocks, we will go to the section on the left labeled Quotes. If this section is not visible, click where it says More or where this plus sign is located, and here you'll select Quotes. In my case, it doesn't appear because I already have it open, but it will be visible for you here. Once we have selected quotes, we proceed to these arrows that appear on the right, and then we choose what we want to invest in, whether it be stocks or ETFs. In this scenario, we're going to select stocks. All markets are displayed here, but initially we can choose between stocks directly or stock CFDs. In this case, we can opt for stock CFDs and then select, for instance, the US, and we'll examine the available stock CFDs. What we can do here is select any of these. For example, let's click on this one, and it will then display how we are going to invest. First and foremost, if we wish to view the chart located on the right-hand side for a more comprehensive perspective, we will click on this button labeled Open Chart. Upon clicking it, the chart for this specific stock CFD will be displayed. Now, if we require additional information about this particular company, we click on this icon and it will reveal details about what this stock entails in case it doesn't already. Subsequently, we can establish a stop loss or a take profit, so depending on your preference, you can activate or deactivate it and set it to an amount you find suitable. To invest and purchase the stock or the CFD itself, you will click here where the number of shares we intend to buy is displayed. For instance, you can input 200, which signifies you will invest $440. On the right-hand side, the buy button appears directly and we can click here to confirm, and that's it, the transaction is sent. Remember, the minimum transaction is $10. Now, let's remove the CFDs and proceed directly to the stocks. Let's choose, for example, the United States once more, and we'll select this one here. We'll do the same, open the chart, and if we wish to view it in detail, we can do so. Once we're here, it allows us to do something additional, which is to switch to volume. Here, you can choose, for example, to invest only $10, which is the minimum as I mentioned, and it indicates that this is equivalent to 0.7 fractions of this stock. But if you prefer not to invest by amount but by volume, meaning by the number of shares, then you can click on this arrow, click where it says switch to volume, and it appears here. You say, well, I want to buy 200 shares of this stock or this company, and it will show that this is 2584. Now, if you desire a more advanced interface, because this one appears somewhat simple to you, you just click on this plus, and it will display in more detail the volume, the amount of money you are going to invest, and the commission that appears here. So for example, you can input 50,000 and it will show that it is $646,000 and that the commission will be $1071 to make the purchase of this stock. Once you do it, it will be sent directly at market price, and almost immediately, if the market is open, you will be able to have these stocks. Now, if this doesn't seem right to you and you don't want to send it as a market order, what you can do is set a stop or limit order. And here we don't go with the market price, but we set our own price. So it's at 12. Look, in fact, here it's $12.92, so we can set it to 10 if we think it's going to drop and if we think someone will sell to us at that price. In this section, we have the option to activate an expiration date, which signifies that this order remains valid for a specified duration. Consequently, I have the ability to configure it here to persist until the date of September 30th, 2025, and up to that particular date, this order will continue to be in effect. If at any point this stock drops to these $10 and someone is available to sell to me at $10, then this order will be executed directly, but if not, then it won't. Then, once we have set the price at which we want to buy this stock, we can specify the quantity of shares we want to purchase. So, for example, 200 shares. Since the price we set is $10, we will pay $2,000 for 200 shares. But remember, it's not like someone will just accept this. We have to be consistent with the market price. Just because you set it at $2 doesn't mean someone will sell the shares to you at $2. This obviously depends on the supply and demand in the market. So here, we have the ability to set it, for instance, at $10. Once we establish it to the desired amount, we proceed to the subsequent step, which involves the sum of money we are going to pay, which in this scenario is the $2,000 that is displayed here. this is the amount that will be deducted from our account, and we simply click here to purchase at the limit price that we have established, and then the order is sent to the market and is executed when the market is open. To achieve that, you must thoroughly examine the schedule of each individual stock exchange, as investing in the United States differs from investing in France or any other market at different times. Therefore, do not assume it is always the same. By the way, keep in mind that if you are planning to invest in a particular stock, there is the stock itself, but there is also the contract for difference, CFD. So if you decide to invest in the CFD, it offers you certain additional actions that I did not demonstrate earlier. And when we arrive here and proceed to the stop limit order, it now presents us with the subject of margin, and it also offers the stop loss feature, allowing you to set it and specify it in detail here. The same principle applies to taking profit, so if you intend to execute it through a contract for difference in CFD for additional trading objectives, you can accomplish it flawlessly as well. Here we have more sophisticated options with enhanced details, such as the subject of margin, which holds significant importance. So these are things you need to understand before investing in stocks within XTB. That said, see you next time. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, or if you made it to the end of the video, leave a little dollar with wings emoji in the comment section. See you, bye-bye.